First, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I thought we'd do something really interesting today. So what I did was I was going to do a half and half today, but I figured we got plenty of time for that. I decided to bring out the Black Phantom. So this is painted with Black Phantom technology, just to show you how dark the screen is. There it is. That's the Black Phantom on display. That's the same one we had up in the ceiling that was displaying those images. Now, some people may try to fool you and think that a darker gray screen paint product will be to compete with a screen that is a 100% jet black level. No, it's not going to happen. Now, judging by what I've seen in the demonstration, sorry to bring this up, I told you we're going to do one of these a day, and my busy schedule can squeeze it in right now. At the end of the day, after seeing the Cinemax trying to transfer over to a darker product to separate itself from the gray screen paint product, which it has not been able to back up so far, it has switched over to a darker version. Again, problems with that. Number one, it can't see white levels at the end of the day. It's not going to have the ability to do so. Number two, if he tries to convince you that it can compete with a black screen, not going to happen. One thing, the UV mix is actually darker than the mix he's actually showing you right now. So over here we have the UV mix right now. We're going to put this up against a Phantom, and we'll show you exactly what you get. I don't know where people come up with these ideas. First, they're going to tell you that he's going to tell you that a light gray screen can produce contrast levels equal to a black screen. Now he's probably telling you now that the darker mix is going to produce next to a black screen. You guys love that red wagon, don't you? All right, so let's start off with contrast first. Starfield Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is not going to go well. Your product comes down here. I'm going to show you what's going to go through. It's going to be pretty bad. That screen will turn your screen into a white sheet of paper at the end of the day. It's a very powerful piece of technology. You see me display it off the ceiling just a few minutes ago.
When you start your registry, you know you want the safest.
It produces higher white levels in your screen. You know why? Because at the end of the day, your product has black paint in it. That's what it has in it. And because of that, black paint can't see white light. We'll know that right from the door. That's how we know about the UV mix. And you can't see contrast either. So this product right here is actually darker than the product that he has in the container. You can't make it too dark. So he makes it too dark, it's going to be plagued with the ability of not being able to produce a proper white level. So he has to make it light enough. You can't make it too dark at the day, like I said, proper white level. But at the end of the day, if you don't make that screen jet black, it can never match a Phantom. Because a Phantom is a jet black. And this also, too, brings up the whole theory about you doing fake demonstrations, because several times you tried to show off darker screens that are supposed to be ours, and these screens turned out to be the exact same color that you have in the container. So at the end of the day, no, his product does not produce proper contrast, and it can't produce proper color. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is going to go bad. You can't see color either. Because at the end of the day, your product is nothing more than black and white paint. That's all it is. If there was anything special about it, you would be able to see it. That's a black screen generating a red level that's taking, you're turning your screen into that. In a maxed out zone, by the way. So at the end of the day, people, again, you're being tricked by the red wagon effect. The only thing he did different with the paint, he just added more black paint to it. That's all he did. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing different. I can come out here and I can show you a black screen that can produce better color, contrast, the whole 9 yards. 4K white screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Your screen can't even produce a decent white level next to a black screen. Let's get something a little bit more brighter. Let's go with the solid white. See your white levels come up at. I thought so. Your color's coming up gray, which means at the end of the day, there's black paint in your product. That's how we can tell. Let's go pop over to 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is how we know when people's products are not what they're supposed to be. If your product can produce a white level, it shouldn't discolor. Should be no discoloration to your screen. You see that discoloration to the screen right there? That tells me at the end of the day, there's black paint in your product. That's what it tells me. Shouldn't have that discoloration to it. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See the discoloration popping up? See? That's how I know. That fast, that quick. I can find out. So the that new Cinemax that he's trying to push off on you, that's black and white paint at the end of the day. We bring it down here, it'll have the same reaction as the UV mix. Huh? That's that. Let me see real quick, anything else we want to do? Let's see. 8K Natural Desire. I just messed that up.
Getting that
I
from
think I did.
YouTube.
Oh, there we go. We got it anyway. Let's see how you pick up on this one. You're picking up a contrast level, right? Equal to a black screen. Ain't going to happen. So what I saw in the container that he had already was displaying, yeah, that's not going to be, yeah, it's a fail at the end of the day. That's black and white paint. And I guarantee when we get it down here, it's going to do exactly what this UV mix is doing right now. See, the thing about the phantoms that make them extremely dangerous, the phantoms can pull a 100% contrast level and still maintain color and white levels at the same time. Where if you have a product like this, it's just everyday black and white paint. The more darker you make it, the more your white levels drop. But with our technology, the darker we make them, the white levels get higher and higher because we have something that we drop into the element called heightener technology, color enhancement technology, contrast shifting technology. These are elements we drop in to change how the chemical reacts. You're talking about a technology here, Crow, that beat over 18 certified screens at only 10%. What do you think your product would do if it laid against this screen? That's why I said if you had the real Phantom in your possession, your stuff wouldn't be able to withstand it. I look forward to your product coming down here. And I look forward to you canceling my order so I can add it to my collection. I haven't forgot about you. I'm just a very busy person. I got things to do. But I had time to squeeze you in. That's how we know you have a fake. You don't have the real stuff. If you had the real stuff, you would never put that stuff on camera. Good luck when it gets here. As I said before, I'm going to order the first one. I'm ordering the first one myself to see if he can back his product up. It's only being placed to see if he can back his product. If he cancels, it just shows you at the end of the day he can't back it. Then we contact somebody else. They'll ship it over to us, and then we'll do the test for you. You got until Friday to get the test done. Till then, Phantom's going to be waiting for you, just like he's waiting for the rest of your stuff. Already did your, what's that other product you had, that light gray? Oh, yeah, Cinemax. We went through that already. Couldn't even hold a candle to it. Didn't even pull a contrast up, but nowhere equal to it at all. See, what happens is the reason why he changed his product over to a darker formula, like I said, because at the end of the day, he cannot back up his original paints. He can't. So the first thing they do is they change out their product line. They make it a little bit darker. Now, if you're going on YouTube and you're telling people that at the end of the day that darker product you have in that container can match one of our products over here, it's not going to happen at all, Skippy. No, it's not going to happen. Your UV mix can't even match your stuff. And your UV mix is darker than what you have in that container. Now, you're not matching anything over here. Let's bring up some birds. That's why you can't match your demonstrations. I just did the same that's why we keep doing that same demonstration with the girl in the black makeup, because this guy had the nerve to do that demonstration in the dark. How embarrassing can you be? You did that demonstration in the dark, really? That's what you call a contrast demonstration? I did that thing outside on a 150-inch screen. I've done that thing on this screen, that screen, even for fun today. I went up and I projected it off my ceiling with a light in the ceiling. And the big 148 at the same time. And yet you're doing demonstrations in the dark trying to convince people that you pull a contrast level. Now, even though as busy as I am, I will take time out of my day to make sure that we test your stuff out. That's what my technology does to your screen. That's how black my screen is. Oh, I look forward to getting it down here. I really do. I don't like people who lie at the end of the day. Look at it. You can't even pick up the color correctly. This is supposed to be your UV mix. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why I told you that the Phantom is one of the most dangerous screens we ever developed. You can't beat it in contrast. You can't beat it in color. And it can maintain white levels that you're going to have some problems with at the end of the day. Look at it. You're not even picking up the black background. I can do all my demonstrations today, wipe your product off the face of the planet, knock out certified screens in the same process, go outside and hook up a 150-inch screen and come back in here and do demonstrations and process orders all in the same day. Look, your white levels are not coming up correctly next to a black screen. The reason why I know it's black and white paint, and I'll tell you why, because we did tests against our own products. We made black and white paint mixtures to put against our own screens, darker products, and they did the exact same thing. That's how we know. Because I test my products against paints that I make myself against my own products. And if that product comes up with that gray in it on a white surface, that's how we know it's black paint in it. It's nothing more than black and white paint. So at the end of the day, people, save your money. Don't end up buying another red wagon again, which eventually is going to jump over your gate and steal it and paint it another color. Go out and get the color selections. I selected to you for to get, what was it, the web? I forgot the rest one was web, and the other one was something else. But anyway, I'll put them at the bottom for you if you need to know. You can do the exact same thing. If you're going to, at the end of the day, if you're going to buy black and white paint and attach it to your wall, then at the end of the day, you might as well do it at $23 a gallon. And I guarantee you, bar none, that after the weekend is over and we give him plenty of time to do this, number one, he's not going to do the demonstrations against the products we showed him, different paints that he can use. Number two, he's going to cancel the order. That's definitely going to happen. There's no way in the world he's going to allow that paint to come over here. No. He can't back his product. Number three, when the product does come here by another order, it's going to fail every single demonstration we put it through. And at the end of the day, we'll match it to Sherwin-Williams, just like we did the rest of the stuff. At the end of the day, people, you're getting bamboozled. Yes, you are. Bamboozled. Let's see what comes up on the OLED horse. Not good. And this is your product right here. Is he going to go in and complain and say all of a sudden, this is not your label, this is not your product? Oh, it's yours, Crow. It's definitely yours. Stop making fake products at the end of the day. Stop scamming people. All that trash talk you're talking about at the end of the day about how you beat our technology, we'll see. If we beat it, at the end of the day, if it was so easy to take on our technology, why do you cancel orders at the end of the day? But we have your product down here. You got a week to do those tests. If you're not done, we'll do them for you. Simple and plain. Oh, and by the way, my boxes are still sitting at the bottom of my sink for both you and Partey to place your orders. Because I'm dying to see what happens when you take this technology and you stick it against your product. It's going to be bad and you know it. That's why you don't want to go near it. But I'll place orders for your stuff, no problem. If anyone feels that this is wrong that I'm doing, no, it's not. Because at the end of the day, I don't support scammers. I don't support people who basically take the industry that I basically love and enjoy, and my job I love to work at every single day, and turn into a circus due to the fact that they can't back their products at the end of the day. It's not an easy business. You got to be able to back it up. Should be no excuses for anybody else. If my stuff has to be tested day in and day out, then everybody else needs to be tested also. Lucky I don't run things. At the end of the day, none of y'all would get no certified screen from me. Oh heck no, not getting jack from me. You would have to earn that. Any screen that got a certification from me, I guarantee you, bar none, it would be the best. Now, right now, I could blow through your Cinemax, your Metallica Mix, all your products all in one hit off the screen with no problem whatsoever. The darkest screen you have on here is basically this right here, and it can't even hold a candle to what I have. And if this screen can barely maintain, what do you think the rest of your product's going to be to do? Not matching me in white level, so we know that's not happening. Let's go over here and play. Well, contrast nobody didn't pull there, so that's gone. Let's see what else you got. Oh, this is not going to go well. I got to go upstairs. This is not going to go well for me. This screen's going to get blown out here. I'm going to do both of your products at the same time. I'm going to do your new Cinemax and your old Cinemax at the same time. I'm going to stop the scamming nonsense. I'm going to level them both at the same time. Right now, I'm going to take these on right now. I'm going to save some of that paint. Not going to use it all. Here's your personal mix. You gotta be to back your products up at the end of the day. I can't stand people who call themselves being in the business and can't back their products. Here's your Metallica mix. All black and white paint. All of them. Every last one of them. Black and white paint. That's what it is. Black and white paint at the end of the day. That's all it is. There's different shades of black and white paint. That's bad. So, at the end of the day, this guy is scamming people. At the end of the day, that product and that product matched this product. This right here is a gallon of the Network Gray that I purchased from Sherwin-Williams. We got a perfect match on that. Right now, I'm gonna re-roll over this screen on this Cinemax. We have over here. Make sure I got a surface for this because I don't want to mess my my floor up with this. But we're going to paint some of this down right now. Now, this is the product he first claimed that we didn't have. Well, we have it because it's matching his labels that he's now showing the darker stuff off on. And usually when people like that get caught doing something that they know they shouldn't be doing to begin with, the first thing they'll do is, and like I said, he hasn't backed up any of his tests on his old paints. So he goes change something completely new. So that way at the end of the day, you can forget about that and just move on to something else. So we're going to come over here. We're going to take some of this Cinemax, which is the product that he was selling, and now he's doing the darker version of it. And like I said, the UV mix, as you can see, it's black and white paint. It's not even pulling up properly next to a black screen. We're going to take some of this paint right here. This is the Cinemax. This is what we got from the customer, who basically was upset by the fact that Crow went out and gave us that black paint, which he was supposed to give us the real stuff, but he gave us the black paint. And it also shows you at the end of the day, he can't even back his own products if he's going to give us fake products from the door. We'll paint some of that on there, put that against the black screen. We'll have all three of them up there, and then we'll have the other one here too. So that's one thing. A person, when they get caught, the first thing they do is they go out and they change their product. As fast as possible, they change the product. Because at the end of the day, they want to distance themselves from those tests. Well, you can't distance yourself from the test. You're going to do these tests one way or another. At the end of the day, you're scamming people. But I said, I ain't got the time. We're going to make the time. We're definitely going to make the time for you. We got to make the time for you. Because at the end of the day, you can't keep doing this nonsense, man. No tests. Nothing but everyday black and white paints. That's pretty much what they are. They all have the exact same reaction. All of them have the same reaction. Same exact reaction. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. They all have the same reaction. No test to back your products up or anything. Same thing. I haven't seen any tests on the old stuff at all. We got plenty of this left over, so when the new stuff gets here, we're going to do them both side by side. I'm curious to see what that UV mix and this looks like together. So let me get something to dry this out. I think what happened when he heard me said that we weren't going to do any more testing, he got comfortable, came over with that darker version of it. No, that's not going to happen. You got to stop doing this nonsense, man, these fake demonstrations. I sat there and told you, even if you do come up with a new product line, we're going to test it. Exactly what I said. If you come up with a new product line, we're going to test it. We're going to have it down here for testing. And if you cancel any orders on it, at the end of the day, we know exactly what we got. We got a black and white paint. That's what we got. So I repainted your Cinemax over on the original surface, so we can have that down here for display. And we're going to be posting this on AVS forums at the end of the day. You gotta stop scamming people at the end of the day. You gotta stop robbing and stealing from people. I don't know where we're gonna put this at. I'll put this somewhere else. Put it somewhere. I'll put it down here in the corner. When those people don't like what I'm doing, then guess what? I'm sorry you don't like what I'm doing. At the end of the day, it needs to be done. Now, like I said, they ridicule our products. I'm going to say our products are black paint, we're this, we're that, and the other. They don't like it when the tables get turned on them. We can back our products, like I said, 100%. They can't seem to do it. At the end of the day, the customer needs to know what he's really getting at the end of the day. You could be getting gray paint at the end of the day. You wouldn't even know. Let's finish the rest of the test on this screen right here. While this one's over here drying, we'll get this done. Now, like I said, we placed the order. If he cancels that order, we're not going to do it right away. We're going to give him a chance to do the test himself. I always give everybody a chance to do the test himself. And if he cancels that order when we finally place it through, that's the first sign that he can't back his product up. He can use all the excuses in the book. Oh, I don't do mess with scammers. Funny, you should not be using that word. You can't even back your product up right now. So I don't deal with scammers. I don't do this. I don't do that. Blah, blah. We don't want to hear none of them excuses. If you cancel your order, we already know from the door you can't back it. It doesn't make a difference. Someone's going to buy it. We'll have it down here. So right now, against the screen, we got the UV mix. We got the Metallica mix. We got the Personal mix. Yeah, that's what everyone's got right now. And we're going to have right now, right in a few minutes, the Cinemax. Which, for some reason, he changed extremely fast over to a darker product. But as you can see, with your UV mix being darker than your Cinemax you have now, your UV mix can't even stand against our screen. So I know for a fact that when that product gets down here, it's going to have a lot of issues. A lot of issues. Like I said, we're going to give you until Friday to back your test up. Because, man, you bring these products out, man, you don't even test them. You're just throwing stuff on the market for just sake of just throwing stuff on the market. Like that Black Frankenstein you claim you have. You don't even have a Black Frankenstein. How did that end up on your website for sale? Just doing all kinds of shiesty, dirty stuff at the end of the day. Well, now you got somebody in your back now. I told you, if you make a new product line, we're going to have it over here. You better not cancel, because that's not going to look good for you. Your Partey already went through. He canceled 5 times on his product. Not good. So your screen's just about dry. I'm going to take that new Cinemax and that other Cinemax you got, we're going to put them side by side. And I guarantee you, they're black and white paint at the end of the day. Haven't even tested your old line. Where are all the tests you're supposed to be doing on your other screen paints? You haven't done any of those yet. None of them. The tablecloth, sitting right over here. The YouTuber is supposed to make his paint. The digital one, Crystal Screen Paint, didn't do any of those at all. Period. None of them tests. You didn't do, but you come up with a new product line. Just scamming to be scamming. You better hope it works when it gets down here, man. Are you going on that blacklist with that mess too? And at that, my screen's darker than your screen, and I'm still producing a better image in both of your screens. We're a 5,000 lumen projector, full 1080p. And you think you beat a Phantom? You got to be joking. So you keep playing around, I'll have your entire product line down here on my table, and I'll blow every last one of your products out of the water. Don't make accusations you can't back up. Told you, it's not going to be a good year for you. Not going to be good. Financially, mentally, it's not going to be a good year for you. But I'm planning to get your product down here. Because I guarantee you, your line right now, probably telling people right now, oh, because it's darker, it puts a contrast level equal to a black screen. UV mix is darker than your product, and it can't even pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. Between you and that Partey fella, boy, I tell you, two lie. Partey's so terrified of us getting his product down, he canceled orders so many times, he basically pulled his own marketplace. Terrified. But y'all claim that my product is supposed to be so fake. They was in a forum site talking about this. So you, Mr. Bird, if your product is supposed to be so fake, you should be an easy opponent to take over. Yeah, I should be, shouldn't I? But for some reason, you guys are scared to death of my products. Don't worry, Partey. We'll get your stuff down here. And then we'll have some fun. I can't stand your face. People work hard for their money. At the end of the day, spend the money for a good projector just to get it cheated on. It's trash that you guys call paint at the end of the day. Stuff is trash. The only thing this stuff is good for is priming my screens to get them ready to be painted. That's it. That's the only thing they're good for. And apparently we did use a few of them for primer. Literally. Let's go to something else right now. Let's go to that 8K Desire Nature. 8K Nature Desire. Yeah, it's horrible, man. I know people sound like you sound like I'm not upset. It's just sad that you got people that they lie to, telling them that these products actually work, and these products don't even work. At the end of the day, this stuff is everyday black and white paint. And this is why we give them those challenges to do. And they don't back any of them up. Your gray screen can't even match the contrast levels. None of them are matching the contrast levels. That is just pathetic on so many levels. It's not even funny. House paint. Yet you're on camera talking about how your stuff is so different and you can't back anything up. As I said before in every demonstration, if you feel that I have wronged you in this demonstration, feel free to back it up. Screen's just about dry. Let me with some tape. Because I want you to make sure your screen's dry because I don't want it messing up my screen. Sitting in the dark. And I'm doing this demonstration outside on 150 and just off by ceiling a few minutes ago. This stuff is trash. I'm going to order those two paints. What's the name of those two paints anyway? I got to get the name of those. At the end of the day, people, save your money. Don't even go near this stuff. This stuff is trash at the end of the day. As I said before, he couldn't back up any of the new paints that he made. Actually, the old paints he had, he didn't back any of those up. Period. He definitely wasn't putting that product against any black and white paint. He definitely wasn't going to put it against any of the Sherwin-Williams paints. He wasn't going to do that. Because that great product would have matched. So he couldn't do those demonstrations. But he called himself making it a little bit darker, changing the color, putting a couple of tablespoons of black paint in it. Do the same thing for $23 a gallon. No difference. Red Dragon Scenario. Now mind, the same lie he said about the Cinemax is the same lie he put on about the Metallica mix. It's the same lie he did with the Personal Mix. The Personal Mix was supposed to be a customized paint that he developed for somebody. It was supposed to be so amazing. Pulls contrast, color. No, it doesn't pull any of that at all. Period. Red screen. This is a paint on his Bamboozle video. He talks about how this paint pulls amazing color and contrast. No, it doesn't. It's black and white paint. Can't see color. Cinemax is almost dry. I think it's about dry. Let me see what we got here. I want to make sure the screen is not going to mess up my previous black screen because I need it for other demonstrations. All right, we're dry back here. All right, this is the Cinemax right here. This is the paint now that he has black. Or not black, it's more of a grayish kind of color. There's your Cinemax right there. There's your Metallica mix right here. I bet you your stuff blends all together when we get it down here. Guarantee it does. Every last one will blend together. When he was talking about his Personal Mix in the Bamboozle video, he was talking about at the end of the day how the product was so amazing. It did this. It didn't do any of that at all. Period. All that stuff he talked about, and even if you go back to his old videos with the Metallica, the UV, all them products he made, he talks about the same stuff, how it's such a great improvement. No, it ain't. They all match. They all match. Blue screen. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
No, told you. It all matches. And when we get the other product down here, it's going to blend right into the UV. Well, I'm telling you, man. You crow boys got a nerve to come into my channel and talk trash at the end of the day. This really? Seriously? Yeah, okay. Interesting. The crying whine over that Cinemax. How you crying whine over that UB and that Metallica mix and that personal mix? And the personal mix, you claimed that was supposed to be a special paint that you made for a customer. It was different and unique. Mind you, if it was so different and unique, how is it matching the rest of your stuff that wasn't even around when you started making that paint? You're a scam artist, buddy. Purple screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
You're 100% scam artist at the end of the day. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Craving comfort food? Try Wawa's warm and
That's what I said. At the end of the day, don't buy from that joker. At the end of the day, don't buy from him. Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, you're going to end up, like I said, two things are going to happen. You're going to end up with a product that's not what it's supposed to be. If he can't back his product up 100%, if he can't go and do test demonstrations, at the end of the day, there's a 100% guarantee you got great paint in there. And just because he darkens it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You can still buy the same color paint from Sherwin-Williams in the same color with no problem, without putting anything in it. And that's what we want to do. We're going to buy that paint, put nothing in, see if we can see a difference between night and day. And you won't. You will not. And this is supposed to be your Cinemax right here. This is supposed to be the screen paint that you claimed at the end of the day could produce a contrast level equal to a black screen. Really? So you're probably claiming too that the darker mix that you got does the same thing too. No, it doesn't. Like I said, UV mix is darker than that product and it can't even pull it. So we're going to put both your Cinemax, the first one, and the other one side by side and see if they can pull a contrast level equal to a black screen. Because I hope you're not making that accusation. If you are, it is going to be extremely embarrassing. Again, your UV mix is darker than what you have in that container, and it can't even see a contrast level equal to this screen. Just to let you know, before you start running your mouth and making accusations, you better make sure when it comes to this product line, you better keep it to the book at the end of the day. And you better have tests to back it up. Because if you don't, it's going to end up down here. I'm going to say what I want to say, but you people are phony on so many levels, it's not even funny. You can't even back your own work up. My goodness. But no, it's different. It's different this time. No, it's not. It's the same stuff. Same house paint. Every single time. This right here is trash. I told you. I called it. I said the minute he can't back his product up to that Sherwin-Williams, he can't do it. I told you he's going to change the color of his paint, but that's not going to help you out. White screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See that? Those are the tests we do. Black fabric, black paint. I could draw on this screen right now with black paint, and my screen will produce a higher white level. This is what you were supposed to do against the tablecloth, the Sherwin-Williams. I bought 4 different black paints and threw it against my screen. I made 4 different kinds of black paint by scratch and threw it against my screen. I did this at 1,000 lumens with no problem whatsoever. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be seeing at the end of the day. The same as that tablecloth. Here it is. That's the black version of the tablecloth right there. There you go. That's the black version of the tablecloth. The same tablecloth that you were supposed to do over here, that's the black version of it. I can throw that against my screen with no problem. You know what that is? That's black house paint. Yep. So I can take black house paint, black fabric, whatever I want, throw it against my screen and show my white levels off. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Dun. Yeah, it doesn't even match your colors at all, period. Doesn't match your white levels, don't match your colors, nothing. Skyworth, food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you back your products up 100%. Don't run from them. Change your paint to a different color so you can continue to scam your customers at the end of the day. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why if anybody comes up to me and says, hey, can you back your products? Yes, I can. Can you do the same thing with black fabric, black paint, black vinyl against our products? No, you can't. You know why? Because our screens can pull a high white level at the end of the day. Your product, on the other hand, blends into tablecloths, paint, and just about everything else we threw at it. And instead of you backing up the old product line, you turn around and try to make a new one to re-scam your customers again. But we're going to get your products down there. We're going to test them. That's the tablecloth, the one you're afraid of. So if you're afraid of this one over here. See what I mean by Jamie boy? You got to back it up. You have to be to back it up. If you don't back your products up at the end of the day, we'll get it down here and we'll put you on the blacklist. You're already on the blacklist already for the first stuff. You're going for the second stuff too. So if anyone sits there and says, I had somebody come in the room one time and say, what about you? What about your test demonstrations? How many you want at the end of the day? Been there, done it already. It's the first thing you should be doing. Anytime we develop a black technology, I don't care. Anytime we develop a black technology, it has to go under testing. It has to. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to come up. What's the difference between your product and this? What's the difference between your product and that? It's going to come up. And you're going to have to be able to back it up 100%. Why should I, at the end of the day, give you money to put into your banking account if you can't show me why there's a difference between your product and me going out and doing it myself? Can you show me that? That's black paint. That's what happens when you put black paint against our product. That's when I was painting the screen black. I said I didn't want to lean against my screen because I'm going to damage my screen. So at the end of the day, if someone's going to give me 60 grand for my banking account and say, hey, look, I want to order all this black paint from you, can you show me the difference? Because keep in mind, $60,000 is a lot of money. Come on, $300 something a gallon. So consider the fact that if a person can go out and do it for $23 a gallon, just everyday black paint, how much money they would save. Well, what would happen if they go out and they do this? Mind you, my projector behind me is 5,000 lumens. I'm about somewhere between 7 feet from the screen at 5,000 lumens. Doesn't make a difference. Our technology is different because at the end of the day, I can show you at 7 feet at 5,000 lumens, it doesn't make a difference. Your screen cannot pull white level. Only ours can do that. And because of that, I get 60 grand in my banking account the next day because they're going to go out and do it. And we're betting and hoping they do. They're going to go out and they're going, you know what? I'm going to wait, Mr. Bird. Let me go talk to my business advisories first. AKA, I'm going to go to Home Depot and buy some black paint and see if I can do the same thing. And they're going to come back and the image is going to come back dirty. Sooner or later, me to call telling me, can we get a discount and when can we have the product shipped out? Because I can back mine up. You're, on the other hand, someone may come to you and say, hey, what's the difference between your product and Behr silver screen or that network gray or one of those tablecloths over there or just everyday black and white paint? You've never done the test before at all, period. Not even when we gave you the challenges, you never did to back your own products up. So if you can't back it up at the end of the day, somebody can just save money and just go out and just get the $23 and or the $21 in tablecloth and just be done with it. Because you can't back your product. That's why you cancel your orders, because you know if they come down here, we're going to test your products against things you don't want to be tested against. This is what happens when you cut corners and you scam people at the end of the day. Now, I love this demonstration. I'm going to do another one of these today for myself. I might buy me 4 different forms of black paint today just to throw against my own screen just for fun. We do that for fun at the end of the day. This, what you have to do, terrifies the daylights out of you. So at the end of the day, people, he can't back his products. At the end of the day, that's the reason why he went out and he changed the color of his product, because he knows that people were pressuring him about, at the end of the day, hey, we need you to test your product against these products that this man is on here talking about over and over again. And what he did is he changed his product and say, look, my product has nothing to do with that product line. It's completely different, so and so and so. Oh, no, Skippy, you don't get out that easy. No, you don't. Your UV mix failed against my screen just a few minutes ago. So I know your product over there is going to fail miserably. But like I said, I gave out 2 color patterns from Sherwin-Williams that will match your product or make a difference where the customer won't see a difference one way or another. You have those tests to do. If he doesn't do any of them, he doesn't back any of his products up showing there's a difference. If he doesn't go out and buy great products matching his products and say, look, it's a difference in the product and I'm really saving you money. If you can't back that up, then don't buy. But until then, we can do this. Bam, 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 bam. You know what I like the most? I love the most when I go to forum sites. I love this the most. And we show off our black screens, right? And the first thing they say out of their mouth, I can do the same thing with black paint. All right, fine, no problem. Let me show you a little video real quick, and that's the end of it. That's the end of the conversation. Yeah, go ahead and wreck your screen. That stuff he was showing you, that Dynasty stuff, that stuff is garbage. We tested it already. That stuff will mess your screen up. Bam, 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 bam. All right, I'm wasting enough time on this. I gotta jump on Facebook real quick. All right, at the end of the day, people, what it comes down to, all in all jokes aside, at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're getting what you're getting at the end of the day. This is an individual who has not been able to back his products up in any way whatsoever. And we have given him multiple opportunities to back up the older stuff, which he has refused to do on every level whatsoever. And you can see by his shipping policies on how they're set up, products that land on your property, they're yours, you can't return them, no equal exchange, nothing, you're stuck with it. All in all, Crow 1176 is scamming his customers, cannot back his product up in any way whatsoever. We've even given him challenges like, hey, prove me to be a fake. At the end of the day, prove me wrong. Still can't do it. So what do? Run, scam, or run. They run to something else. They figure another way they can scam people even more by changing the color of the paint, by making it darker, without even doing the test on the previous paints that he already had. Clearly shows you that he just figured out another way to scam people even more. But don't worry about it, buddy boy. I'm going to place that order. And if you cancel, we already know from the door that you can't back it. And I'll make sure at the end of the day that I'll have somebody get it down here on my table. You have to have it shipped in overnight. And we'll see what your product really is at the end of the day. Like I said, I got no problem doing my test against black paint. No problem at all. Black fabric, no problem at all. Tablecloths, no problem at all. But you, on the other hand, you got a lot to hide. We're going to figure out exactly what you got to hide in the end of the day. We already know from the door. Until he does the test, save the money or get scammed. It's up to you. Gotta go. God bless.